Hi, everybody. Queen Crystal King in the building. How's everybody feeling tonight? I hope your day was a good day, and I hope your night is even better. I'm a few minutes late hopping on here, but we're here together and we're going to work it out. I absolutely have a question that was given to me, and I had to give my opinion. So, this is what we do over here on Dear Crystal. Either people in the chat will ask me something. Hi, love bug. The people in the chat will ask me something, or I'll come with a question that was already asked. Now, Gail, this is the question. Dear Crystal, would you, hi, baby girl, dear Crystal, would you be able to forgive your husband if he made a child with your blood sister? First part of the question. Second part of the question is, would you stay with him? Okay. To be perfectly honest, I do know a family where the two sisters are sharing the same man. I do know that. And both of them have children by him, and they decided that they were just going to all live together as one happy family. My opinion of that situation is absolutely, I could forgive him. Absolutely not could I stay with him. I could not. I think that is a violation beyond violations. You're messing with my blood, not my play sister or somebody from around the way. My blood sister. You have a child with her. I don't think that's going to work out. The child is number one because he didn't ask to be here. That's my niece or my nephew, and I will most definitely be there for that child. As for my sister, I can forgive her, but we would not have a relationship. I don't think that I would be able to trust her. I think that at some point, they both should have looked at each other and like, yeah, I have an attraction to you, you have an attraction to me, but because that's my sister, I'm not going to act out on it. Because that's my wife, I'm not going to act out on it. You didn't think of anybody but yourselves, and you didn't think past your genitals. It also tells me that you slept with my husband unprotected. And which one would I blame the most for it? I think I would lean heavier towards my husband. Because no matter what happens in our marriage, you made a vow to me. And when you broke your vow with my blood sister, that's just something that I don't think that I could handle. Angela says, oh, God. Hold on for a second, love. Hi, Tamika. Yeah, I cannot be your wife and you expecting me to be loyal to you and to forsake all others because of you. But because you and my sister got horny and y'all just had to do what you did, I don't care if it was once, I don't care if it was 100 times. You broke your vow to me when you stepped to my sister. My sister broke the unwritten code when it comes to blood. You don't, under any circumstances, share or swap a man. So my answer to that was I would have to leave my husband on those grounds. And my sister's going to always be my sister, but I would not trust her. And I would love my niece or nephew with all of my heart, but I can't say that I wouldn't think about that betrayal. That was an extremely insensitive decision that they both made. It didn't accidentally happen. You didn't just accidentally find a place to go, make your phone calls, make your texts, sneak it around, find the spot to go, and doing what you did. It took some thought. It took some effort. So I could not I could not call you my husband because my sister had you. I just can't. So the best thing I could do for my sister is to let her know that there's no way she could have broke up my marriage if he didn't sleep with her. Saying to my husband, there's no way my sister broke up our marriage if you didn't sleep with her. I'm going to place the blame where it belongs on both of them. He was supposed to forsake all others for me. And out of all the women in the world, my sister is the one that you just could not resist. I refuse to believe that. I believe you're a dog. And I couldn't handle it. How am I feeling today? A little bit of pain, but I'm dealing with it as best I can. This is a hypothetical question, right? Not a real situation. This question was asked to me, and to that person's surprise, ever since I was a small child, there is a couple from where I came from that the sister was married to the guy. The other sister wanted to be with him. She started sleeping with him as well, and they both have children by this one man. So that question wasn't an outrageous question for me because I do know people who are living like that and they're still living like that. They have no desire to change their situation. Hi, Just Blaze. How are you? You're beautiful as well. Everybody's saying hey to each other. Just Blaze said, Lord, I would not be on the internet threatening to poison people. What? Threatening to poison people if they ever tried me like that. Maybe I will. Girl. Tamika said, I don't think I could forgive my sister for that, but I would still love her. And as for him, he's out. I'm filing for divorce. I couldn't trust the both of them after that. I agree to that. I agree to that because I just couldn't do it. The baby has nothing to do with it. Nothing at all. Innocent child. But I can't tell you that looking at this child, I would know that not only is that my niece or nephew, that's my stepchild as well. So when you think you're doing something undercover, you end up hurting so many people because the delusion is that you thought you could get away with it. And that's my opinion. Now, there are women and men who have stayed in relationships like that. And there are also women and men who said, I'm sorry, it's just too hard for me to deal with. Not only would it hurt me, my family will be hurt because this is not a stranger that this happened with. This is not a person who had a baby by him and she lives a couple states away and we don't have to bump into each other all the time. This is my blood sister in this question that was asked. And yeah, he would have to go. And she's always going to be my sister, but it's no guarantee that he's always going to be my husband. So, no, it wouldn't work for me. It would not work for me at all. I'm just saying a month worth of them puking everywhere might make me feel better. I'm kidding. Honestly, I'd leave town and start over. That's a hurt piece. That's a hurt piece. Um, you have some people who will allow the man to do so much and come back and get in your bed. But if a woman had done something like that, it would be the end of the world. Oh, I'm trying to work it out with you. I am, but I just can't stop picturing this guy's hands on you. I just keep seeing you with him, and I don't know whether I can take it. The next 15 minutes, you're my wife. No matter what, we can make it. We're gonna be all right. Now he didn't give you a false sense of security that he forgave you, and you guys can go on with your relationship. But let him think about something else, and then he's right back to browbeating you. Mm-mm. We just need to sever that tie. And I get it where you want to leave town. I understand that. But see, the type of woman I am today, I'm going to stand in my stuff. If it's something that I did, I will admit to doing it, should it come to that. And sometimes there are some things that you break that just cannot be fixed. And I could never love him the same. He could never love me the same. He could never touch me the same. I it just wouldn't work. So I would have to let my sister know what I thought about her. You knew that was my husband when you pushed up on him or when he pushed up on you. However that went. But absolutely not. I could not stay. I could not. I couldn't stay. Now back in the day I would have messed them up. But now I give it to Jesus because I know he will take care of it. It's true. But a lot of times situations like this work on the psyche of a person. They can say, sure, it's fine. Everything is okay. No. Yeah, we worked it out. Since that's my husband, we decided we're going to stay together, and I'll help him, raise the child because I am the child's stepmother slash aunt. There are just some things that people allow to continue that I don't understand. But the question was posed to me, and I said I would have to get rid of him. We'd have to get a divorce. And I can't divorce my sister. I can't divorce my niece or my nephew. So I will be there for them. But as for trust, that sisterly bond, that's out the window. That's totally out the window. But I'm very serious. I do know a couple to this day that the sister married the guy and the other sister liked him too. And the first sister that was married to him, she had kids by him. And he started sleeping with the other sister and was getting her pregnant. I know they at least got 2 kids by him. And they're all in the same house. I can't do the sister wives thing. I'm sorry, I ain't built like that. But I will wish him well. I will hope that he would learn his lesson and never do this again. Or who knows? He may just decide to say, you know what? Okay, fine. Let's just get a divorce. It ain't no thing. I ain't really want you anyway. However you want to spin it, just sign the papers, Negro. Just sign them. Because you and I, it ain't going to go down like that. I can't just let that ride. I can't. I can't do that. What do you think, Gail? You think you could let that ride? You think you could forgive him for sleeping with your sister and making a baby? And the baby is your stepchild slash niece or nephew? That is how some people get hurt. It's true. Sometimes it's too much mentally and they end up on an episode of Deadly Women. I don't know. That one I can't do. Everybody good? Everybody okay? Hey girl. What's up, Boss Lady New Jersey? Well, now that you're in, settle yourself, get yourself something to drink. You know, we'll be hanging out for a little while. Just Blaze says, yes, how are you this spring day? I actually had a little bit of pain, but I worked through it. You know, there's some things I'm putting together with some help to see if I want to keep or donate or throw away. But I paced myself today. Gail said I would not be able to stay with him. I would leave him and not talk to my sister. Hmm. Hey, boss lady from Tamika. Boss lady, you ready for this question? The question is, would you be able to forgive your husband if he slept with your blood sister and made a child? My answer to that was no, I couldn't stay with him. I couldn't. I would have to divorce him. And as for my sister, I can't divorce my sister. Hi, watermelon sugar. I can't divorce my sister, but I don't have to trust her. I don't have to share space with her. There was nothing that we could talk about or share And on top of that, the child that comes into the world from the both of them is my stepchild as well as my niece or nephew. Yeah. Boss lady said, hell no. Hey, sister in my heart. How are you? I couldn't stay with him, and I'd never fool with her again. Yeah, I'm not. See, this is the way I see it. The way I see it is he made a vow to me, okay, to forsake all others because of me. Even if my sister was coming on to him, it was his responsibility to me, his vow to me to forsake all others for him not to sleep with her. And as for my sister, you know you're my blood sister. You know this is my husband. And it had to take some creative ways to text each other and set up the spot it's going to be in and all this kind of stuff. It wasn't a mistake. They planned for it to happen. I hate when people say, oh, I was drinking, and one thing led to another. Then stop drinking. Stop drinking then. There's absolutely no reason why my husband should sleep with my sister. And it also tells me it was unprotected. And now you have a child. Now, me and that sister, I have no rap for her. I couldn't hate her. I couldn't hate her. But I just couldn't deal with her. I couldn't do it. I will be there for my niece and nephew / stepchild. But our relationship is done. It's just done. Yep. Hey everybody. So I'm gonna pick somebody. I'm gonna pick PR, sister in my heart. Could you forgive your husband for sneaking around and making a baby with your blood sister and y'all stay together and the sister just apologizes, she didn't mean it, meant things wasn't meant to go that way, I'm so sorry. Me myself, I would never attach myself to such a toxic life. And my mind would also tell me, are you guys still messing with each other? Would you have told me that you did it had the baby not been his? Would you have just kept on doing what you was doing? I couldn't be with him or around her because I'd probably be in jail, truth be told. I get it. I totally get it. No, I couldn't do it. It sounds like they plan to hurt her sister. Oh my goodness. Yes. Please like and subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell for more uploads. Thank you. I'd put hands, elbows, knees, and ankles on both of them. Oh, God. I would just have to agree with just Blaze. I'm leaving town before I punch someone in the face. But yeah, that you're walking away from a marriage, though. Maybe you might need some time to clear your head. I understand that. But there is a complete double standard, in my opinion, when it comes to women cheating and men cheating. Now, when a man keeps cheating, you told me you wasn't cheating no more. Oh, you're lying. Oh, she said that that's your baby, and suddenly, no matter what, he's your man. No matter what she says or does, you have the ring. Yeah, that ring would be an anchor around my neck. And I would need to be free of that. See, my mind works like this. Had you not getting had you not gotten caught with the DNA evidence that that was his child, would you have ever told me? Would he just keep coming in the house, giving me a kiss, eating dinner, going to bed? We have a family, we have a life. How long would that have went on? I believe that people think that when a ring gets on your finger, you're magically in some type of zone that a person who doesn't have the ring on their finger would never be able to experience. Actually, what that would tell me is, out of all the ones that you was messing with, you thought I was the dumbest one that was gonna let you keep doing what you're doing because you're my husband and I love you. No, 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 ma'am, no ham. That is not gonna happen. I'm gonna need time to clear my record. Oh my goodness. That ring didn't mean nothing to him when he was hunching my sister. Exactly. So why should it mean anything to me? Exactly. Men definitely can't handle it. My husband told me he could forgive anything besides me laying with another man. And that's something. And you got guys who will give you a ring and you've been in a relationship 5 years, 10 years, sometimes 20 years. And because you have the ring, that makes you what? Number one. I, the honor is gone. The respect is gone. The trust is gone. I think that it would just be a lot of repairing to do, but the repairs would be on me. I would think that my sister would say, "You're her husband, and you don't need to be pushing up on me. You are married to my sister." No, I cannot do it. I didn't hear anywhere in that question where she got raped. And as for him, that's your sister. What's wrong with you? I'm her husband. Why would you do something like that? But then you have some men who just feel like if they can get that opportunity, they'll just take it because they can. And you got a docile bubblehead at home waiting for you to show up so you could continue living this lie. Men feel like they're marked. They've marked you and you belong to them. So no other man can have you. And if they do it, direct respect to them. Wait a minute. And if they do it, it's direct disrespect to them. But they don't feel that about themselves. Exactly. Exactly. Bonjour, Toya. You're more than welcome to hang out with us. Thank you. Boss lady, hello, baby. How are you feeling, babe? Lola. Hey Lola. You know what I find Do people like each other? That's more than love. Okay. My sister had better beat his tail if he hit on her. Now, I've told you before, there was an incident where, to me, this girl was my best friend. I mean, we were best friends, really. And I told her something I thought she should know, and she ended up getting mad at me and taking the guy's side. But then eventually she had proof that what I was saying was true, and she apologized to me. I accepted her apology, but I said to myself, I'm not going to be the one who comes and tells you, I saw your man kissing so and so in the mouth. I'm not going to do that, because I was looking at Baby Boy today, and I was looking at how many times the guy kept cheating on the character that Taraji Henson played. And it's like, oh, I just love him so much. And oh, Jody, oh no. Yeah, y'all got a baby, and you'll be fine. You won't be the first or the last, because he got two baby mamas. But the bottom line is, I refuse to love beyond my worth again. I've been with people that I knew were no good for me, but I thought that the situation would get better, and it didn't. And I had to accept that. My sister had better. Oh, yeah, I read that one. Toya Trump. Can't you say? Where you at, baby? Here we go. Can't no mark me, especially if it's not a ring on the finger. And even if there is a ring, I still have no obligation to be a slave to any man. Exactly. Exactly. You're worth a man that gives you the love and respect and loyalty that you're giving him. I mean, that makes perfect sense to me. But yeah, I'd have to make some changes in my relationship. He couldn't be my husband no more, because you've already told me that when it comes to a woman, even though it's my sister, you still have no respect for me. No respect. Therefore, you get none. There's no need to go to counseling or whatever, you know. There's nothing that counselor could tell me that would make me want to stay with that man. He couldn't touch me. He couldn't look at me. He couldn't speak to me. None of that. Now they have a child to raise, and that's my niece or my nephew. But that's as far as that goes. She broke the sister code. She broke it. And he broke his vows. So no, there's no law in the world that says I have to stay with him. None. If my sister's husband ever hit on me, I'd mace his ass, okay? And kick him all in his nuts. Then tell my sister her husband ain't shit. Oh my goodness. Mm-mm-mm. What she does with that is her business. I know that's right, love. I know that's right. There's absolutely no reason why any of that should have taken place at all. You're my sister and you're my husband. That makes it a no. And I love myself to know that if he'll do it once, he'll do it again. Or my mind will tell me Somebody else is probably going to pop up with a baby. So I just would have no trust. I just would have no trust in either one of them. And you know it goes through the family. You know it goes through the family. Oh, sweetheart, I wish I could read what you said. I just can't. If there's any way you could translate that to me in English, I would appreciate that so much. But your language is beautiful. I'm getting triggered just thinking about it. I put a baseball bat to my sister's ex-husband in his knees. Not only that, I chased that fool 2 blocks with a pellet gun for putting his hands on my sister. Girl, that was my opinion. I'm not even gonna tell you that I wouldn't fight. I probably would. I probably would. But that fight would start with my husband. It would start with him. Right, Angela. I put my hair up. I'm ready. Toya's saying hello. Women I notice are being desperate to have a man at any cost, and I don't get that. Yeah, it's like you don't want to be alone. You want somebody, and it gets to the point where you might as well say anybody. Because if I find that he can't control himself around my family, what makes me think he's not doing something else with someone else? That's just not, I just can't. I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. You give me 100, you get 100. You don't, I feel you. I feel you. People used to always say marriage is a 50-50 thing. And then I heard Dr. Phil say that marriage is a 100-100 thing. And that's what your comment reminded me of. My best friend's husband was a serial cheater. The first time I got him alone, I told him, I love her to death. And if he ever thought about hitting on me, I'd cut his brake line. He never hit on me. I'm glad of that. I'm glad of that. Any woman in that situation, not to say, not to say it like they deserve it, especially if they keep going back to him. Me, myself, I feel like they're going to do as much as you will allow them to do, and they will definitely test you because we have women who are serial cheaters as well. I love myself too much to put up with a man or anybody like that. You're absolutely right. But I'm not going to tell you my sister is not going to show up to the family barbecue with half a lip. That has to happen. Oh, yeah. Butter going to show up with half a lip. They better be glad it's just Mace. Okay. The last man that tried me like that, let's just say, long story short, it didn't end good. Just like last week when I beat his bitch with a crowbar. And y'all don't want to know what I did to him. Oh my God. Yes, watermelon sugar, I love you too. And thank you for staying as long as you could. I appreciate you. And you already know, sweetheart, if there's anything you need, just let me know, okay? Huggies. Tamika said, if that's the case, I'll get myself a toy because I know it won't cheat on me. There are some people who feel like it's almost impossible. to find a monogamous relationship. It's not impossible. My thing is, when you see and hear the signs, pay attention. Oh, typo. I meant not to say it like that. Any woman who allows it go on, she deserve it, but it's obvious they have some insecurities. That is true. That is true. That is definitely true. I go back to what I said earlier. Men and women, do they like each other or is it just lust? Meaning women get pregnant and stuck from the beginning of the relationship. It was lust, nothing more. They nicknamed me Cratty where I'm from. Can y'all figure out why I got that nickname? Hmm, that's an interesting nickname. I'd like to know why. Hi, Kelly. How are you? Welcome, love. Me, I'm a natural negotiator. Daggone candle blew out. Me, I'm a natural negotiator. And something like this is beyond my scope. I'm not the type of person that I can't say that I do not forgive you. I will forgive you. As for us being in a relationship and me trusting you to come home to me, bring your body back to me, not knowing what you've been doing, not trusting what you've been doing, and for you to stoop as low as to be with my sister, they got people out there giving it away. Out of all the women in the world, my sister. Okay. I'm supposed to believe that was an accident. Okay. Complaining about a man who beats them, but yet they go back to him. They deserve it. Well, I think that that particular situation is different. There are women who are in domestic violence situations, and some of those situations, they feel like they can't do any better, or they're financially dependent on that person, or it's physical, where the person is putting their hands on her or him, because I don't think that men should be slapped around either. But hopefully someone will reach that individual and they can get the help that they need. They just need someone to enforce the fact that you're the most important person in your life, and you don't have to take those type of shorts in order to experience what you call love. Love doesn't do that. Love doesn't do that. I'm known to have a straight blade under my tongue or wrapped in my hair, or I'll have a blade between my fingers. Woof. When I'm out on the block, dudes, women know I'm not to be tried. I get it. Boss lady says she's a straight shooter. Mm-hmm. Straight shooter. I'm not going to love beyond my means. I'm not going to do it. If I have to be alone, then I'll be alone. Toya, that statement was very uneducated. Trauma can rewire the brain to deal with cruel reality. It doesn't have to make sense to outsiders, but it's more than surface deep. That's true. If they really cared about themselves, they would remove themselves from that environment. No matter what you think, you can't do, start over and get to love yourself. It's not always that simple, love. It's not. It's not always that simple. I've seen some situations and I've been in some situations where the domestic violence is so much. I still end up seeing the female taken up for the male when someone comes in to help or assist her or to even give her some advice on how to leave. It's called the Stockholm syndrome. It's like that situation with Patty Hearst where she was with her captor and nobody could understand that part. A lot of times the mind does play tricks on you, and there are certain words that will cause you to stop in your tracks, and there are certain words that you've been looking forward to hearing that you've heard all your life. You just want him to say the right thing and do the right thing, and it's like, but right now, we going through something, but I'm gonna hang in there. That's definitely that individual's choice, but there are some abused women or men who would like to get away, and it's just not that simple. Children, finances, trauma, it's a laundry list of reasons people can't leave. That's true. I understand your opinion, Toya, and I respect it, but I don't agree that that's something that they deserved. I just don't agree. There's no way in the world I can get you to understand why I stayed with someone who treated me so badly at one point in time in my life. But I did. And once I decided that that's not for me, you're not for me, there is no us. When that epiphany comes, when that moment comes, I instinctively knew what I had to do, and I had to leave. Toya said, "At just blaze." That's my opinion, and I stand by it. I feel that is a weak woman to put up with that. Okay. I feel that is a weak woman to put up with that. Once upon a time, I was in that type of situation. I realized who I am and took my life back. Okay, I understand that you realized who you were and you took your life back. But the things that happened in between that bread, okay? You got a slice of bread. What's in between there? Is it verbal abuse? Is it physical abuse? Is it financial insecurity? Is it um you didn't want to be homeless, or people think that y'all are doing so good and you had to keep that front up to make him look good? There's a lot of reasons why, but it doesn't negate the fact that no one deserves to be treated that way. It took a lot of trauma. It took a lot of trauma therapy for me to learn. It's not always surface deep. The brain does what it has to do to protect you. I agree with that. I'm saying this from experience. You have to stand up and take control of your life. And I don't mean to come off like that, but that's how I feel. Like I said, I've been through it myself. I'm glad that you were able to come out on the other side, sis. I really am. I'm glad you were able to come out on the other side. Boss lady said, "Girl, I can't stand those type of females." I understand, but the world is made up of all different types of personalities, insecurities, Uh, and sometimes people seek out someone that will allow them to do what they want to do. And then they come back in and, say a few magic words, and you go to bed and you make that woo woo sound, and what you felt like you wasn't going to live with anymore is now a norm. And before you know it, you've set yourself to be in a pattern that you weren't raised to be in. You may not have even seen your mother or your father in situations like that, but somehow it happened to you. All my mind and all is mental. This is your reality. Take control of your life. I'm glad that there are agencies and 800 numbers that could help a woman in that situation. I've also seen those situations where the person is an official, and had they known what it was that that person was doing to you, they probably could have lost their job, their career, or whatever, you know? So you're trying to save the family, trying to keep everyone together. Again, just Blaze said, your mind takes you and does for you what it feels that you need to survive. That girl getting beat up, you try to help her, and the whole turn on you. Girl, that's why I stay in my lane. That happens. It does happen. But in that situation like that, I most definitely know that I tried my best to help. Now, what the outcome is, I don't know. But I tried to help. Wow, calling those women weak. Women can uplift or break down. I choose to uplift. I know I may be coming off as harsh, but that's how I feel. I'm sorry if y'all taking offense to what I'm saying. I don't mean to come off like that. I don't mean to come off like that, but that's my opinion. Okay, boss lady. Can't speak for other women, but that's how I feel. We're all different. Over here on this platform, we don't always have to agree. We can disagree without being disagreeable. And I think that's what's happening right now. On the aspect of not allowing anyone to control me, and I'm going to take my life into my own hands, and that's a good attitude to have. But just remember, there are some people who don't have that attitude, and sometimes they get trapped, and sometimes they actually lose their life. So for those of you who are strong women, just take the time to say a silent prayer for those who are not. Yeah, just take your time and just say a prayer for those who are not. And if there is a woman in a situation like that, would you be approachable? Could she come to you and confide in you and ask for help? Even if she asks for help and she ends up going back to her abuser, would you be okay with that? Or would you feel like she turned on you? I'm going to tell you, I felt like she turned on me. But as I got older and I started looking at situations for what they are, some people are able to come up. When the plane is crashing, they're able to pull up and don't hit the ground. But for the grace of God, I was one of those women who did not hit the ground. But I've had a lot of nosedives in my lifetime. And I honestly feel like I don't believe that that person had expected to live like that. Maybe there are times, you had those honeymoon periods where after you fight, you make up. He's so sweet. He's so attentive. We went out to dinner. He got me flowers. He this and he that, and goes right back doing the same thing. So I'm just glad that there are agencies available to help women and men in those type of situations. I had two friends who had boyfriends that beat on them. One of them stopped talking to me when I called her mom to come and get her grandbaby because my friend's boyfriend was banging her head in the street. Oh God. Toya, if I knew you, I wouldn't feel comfortable coming to you for help, knowing you judge me as weak. Wow. So many suffer in silence for that very reason. That's very true. That's very true. Some people would take the abuse rather than take a chance on telling someone what's going on, and for them to say, you know, well, if that was me, I would do this, and if that was me, I would do that. Actually, if you were me, what happened to me would have happened to you. So hindsight is always 2020. It really is. Then you have some females or males that want to be ride or die chicks. And one thing I really do give Jay Wilson credit for, the name of his chat is The Rider Lives. I heard him say one day, I'll ride with you, but I'm not dying with you. So he named them Rider Lives. I would like to be that type of female that, my man could count on, and, if something's happening, I got your back, you need me, I need you. But there are areas that is just too high a cost to be with this guy. I can't afford to be with you. I break out in black eyes. I break out in broken bones and missing teeth. I just can't afford it. Take the chance on taking some time and getting to know yourself. I've been widowed for over 5 years, and I had been married so long, I wondered how in the world I could ever get back to dating. And it was scary and it was uncomfortable because I was with the familiar. When you're with the unfamiliar, it's a chance that you take. But I would truly recommend that you take some time and get to know who you are, the things that you like, what you can stand 10 toes down on that is unacceptable, deal breakers. A lot of times with abused women, they have no deal breakers because for some reason, whatever he wants, he gets. However, he has manipulated that situation to where he has the upper hand and she does not. There's probably a large part of her that knows that she's not supposed to be treated that way. I just feel bad for the women who realized it too late. Just Blaze. I was talking in general. Did I say your name or said you was a weak woman? No, I didn't. So don't take offense to what I'm saying. Toya, what I have to say about that is you are entitled to your opinion and you're welcome to express it. But we're not going to individualize things in order to in order to tear each other down. I'm glad that you're a strong willed woman. I'm proud of you for recognizing a situation that you came out of before it cost you your life. But just if you could, have a little empathy for those who haven't gotten to where you are yet. Wait a minute. Okay, where are we? This conversation may help somebody else. It's bigger, it's a bigger picture, Toya. And that is true. She finally realized started taking to me 2 years ago, and she apologized for not talking to me. I'm sorry, it was talking to me, not taking to me. All of my friends come to me for help, and they're actually doing a lot better. If you knew me, you wouldn't judge me of being blunt and honest. I would never sugarcoat a situation. Whatever you say, Toya, is what just Blaze is saying. I'm not understanding what you're saying in your language. Oh my goodness. Just Blaze Detroit, okay, and you're speaking French, I believe. Toya, good night, love. I don't want you to leave because you feel like you were misunderstood. What you said was very plain. You said how you felt. What there's we can't we can't spend a coin with the same with when both sides are the same. There's always the opposite side of the coin. So we have no problem with you expressing yourself. You're more than welcome to. I'm just saying that you may not always hear someone agreeing with what you're saying based on their experience or what they went through and saw maybe friends or neighbors or mothers or fathers, what they've been through. I appreciate you and I appreciate you being a part of the chat, but I don't ever want you to feel like you're not welcome because you don't agree. Just Blaze. I would have hit that fool upside his head with a glass bottle and would have called 911 or your mom. I know you might be mad and you have a lot of people who love you and want you here. Yeah, it's okay to disagree. It's fine. That's how you look at all aspects of things. If everybody agreed with everybody on everything, no one no one would get the lesson. No one would get the message because the message is the same and it's censored. No one is censored over here. You can say what you need to say. But all I'm saying is the part that you're providing, I can respect that. But the part that Blaze was providing, I can respect that as well. Tamika, glad she came around. Boss Lady's back. Me too. We've been friends for 27 years. Tamika, facts. I'm a little violent now. My experiences shaped me. I'm glad you're back, Boss Lady, Angela said. So, if nobody has anything else that they would like to talk about on that subject, We can move on. My apologies. I wasn't trying to run her off. I just have insight from the opposite side, which is what I hoped I was able to convey to her and to the chat. There's two sides to every coin. I used to say what I would never do, what I would never put up with. And when I realized that in some aspects of my life, I did put up with some of that stuff, and I said I would never do it. How did I get here? How did I get here? How did I get manipulated like that? What type of vibes was I giving off where that person felt like I was the one who was going to put up with their daily BS? So again, I have to take a look at me. And I don't believe you ran her off. I believe that I was very plain to let her know that it was okay to disagree. We just don't want to be disagreeable. Exactly. No one person should handle that situation, would handle that situation the same. I'm glad you got away, just Blaze. We all move different. It's like when they say opposites attract, or when they say that there's such a contrast between the two personalities, but how situations seem to come up in a positive way, we're not quite sure. But I would like to say personally, if there is anyone in this chat that is going through any type of abuse, any type, I pray that you go to the authorities or maybe someone that you trust and talk about it and work towards changing your situation before it costs you your life. Welcome. Now, the other question that I have, that I received rather, is do you like it when your man threatens to harm you or think that somebody is trying to talk to you? Do you think that's a cute thing, or do you think that he just really loves you because he's jealous? Do you abuse the fact that because he may act a fool, that's his way of saying that he don't want nobody else to be with you but him, and you allow it? Right, Angela? Some people don't know how to get away, but they find the courage, but they will find the courage to get away. You're welcome, Just Blaze. I believe that, of course, your man is going to not want you to be with anyone else. He wants you to be with him. He don't want you to cheat on him and things like that. But for me, when that conversation was had, that conversation should have been understood early on in the relationship. I had a person that was very jealous, and it actually wasn't flattering to me. It actually scared me because sometimes a jealous man or a jealous woman is a dangerous man or a dangerous woman. Oh, if my man saw that, he would get his gun and he would blow your head off for looking at me like that. Oh, here he come, girl. Let me go ahead before he get to acting a fool out here. You know, some women really think that those actions and those behaviors represent love. It represents possession to me. And I don't want to be possessed by someone who claims to love me. I find that there's some baggage from someone else that was brought into our relationship if you're constantly thinking that I'm doing something and I'm not. Or is it your guilty conscience because you're doing stuff you has no business and you're trying to flip it on me? Mm-mm. I don't mind a man being proud and having me on his arm, I, and introducing me and everything to his family, his friends, or whomever that's important in his life. Excuse me. That's important in his life because he's proud to be with me. Now that I consider a compliment and an honor. But you have some people who are neurotic with this. I think you're cheating on me. Come in the house and your clothes smell funny. Let me check your body and I mm-mm. That's not just someone who's jealous. That's someone who's extremely insecure. And it starts out light, but then it gets to the point where they're at your job or they're looking for you over your mom's or they're questioning your kids and all this old kind of stuff. I I really believe that a jealous man or woman is a dangerous man or woman. It's okay to be proud of who you're with and want to be with them and stuff, or maybe even want to marry them. But when you get love confused with possession, a lot of times that's where the abuse comes in. I used to think that jealousy crap was cute 20 years ago. I was young and dumb. I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that because as a child, you thought as a child. As a woman, you think as a woman and you live as a woman. But if you have people that are 30, 40 years old and still resort to that childish, insecure thing where you can't wear that going outside, or who you talking to on the phone, or why can't I have the code to your phone? Oh, what, you hiding something? Or that's that's unsettling to me. That's very unsettling to me. And it doesn't make me love you more. It makes me feel like I need to guard myself because I know that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do in this relationship. But why are you so hell bent on trying to find me cheating or doing something wrong? A lot of times it's them that's in the wrong. A lot of times it's them that's in the wrong. And I share what I'm sharing because I'm 57 years old. I've been through some things. I've been hit before and I took up for him. I lied and said it didn't happen. And when he saw that I would lie and protect him, that's when it started to become more frequent. He felt like he had found a safe place to drop roots, and no matter what he did or said, I would protect him. But who was protecting me? Who was protecting me? I've seen the show. I don't know whether you guys saw the show where the woman was with her husband and he was so possessive and jealous that he set her on fire. He set her on fire. It's a very interesting yet sobering experience to put yourself in the other person's shoes. I'm not talking about your shoes you're wearing today. I mean the shoes of someone who is paranoid. And if they're 2 minutes late coming in the house, they might walk into a fist or argument, or the money I was going to give you, now I'm not going to give you. You're probably spending it on some dude or anything to just keep control. Whatever is going on in that man or that woman's heart or mind, or what has happened in their past, I really pray that they get to the root of it before it's too late. Too many people have been killed behind being jealous or thinking that somebody else wants the person that you're with. And it's nothing of the sort. They're giving you everything they have. They're even borrowing to give you. But it's still not enough to satisfy you that you have a good woman or a good man in your life and you don't have to act the ass. I think that it's, in my opinion, mental. I do. I think it's mental. I was one of those type of people who didn't want to talk to you about my weakest points. There are some people who betray themselves as being strong and confident and secure, but sometimes it couldn't be further than the truth. So all I could do is take you at what you're saying to me. I'm not going to go in your house and take any DNA and prove it. You're saying to me that you're okay. I'm saying to you that I'm concerned about you. But I'm letting you know I'm not going to be all in your business. I'm not trying to, talk bad about your man or talk bad about your female. I'm just saying that I'm noticing some changes in him and I'm noticing some changes in you. And I love you enough to pull you to the side and let you know no matter what it is. I pray to God that I'm approachable when you come to me. And sometimes that's all it takes. Sometimes that's all it takes. I'm not talking about how things happen for me and then you say to me, that's stupid, or that's dumb, or that don't make no sense. Or why would you do something like that? And you victim shame the person. The person is a victim. And you victim shame them. And some people believe that that's a way of toughening that person up. But in my case, it let me know that he'll probably hit me again, but I'm not going to talk to her about it. Yeah, I have a bruise, but I'll never let her see it. Every time I see her, I'm going to show her that strength that she claims I don't have. I'm going to show her that I'm just as tough as she is. And I'm not going to allow anyone to control me or take advantage of me. But it couldn't be further than the truth. Some people, hi Regina love, some people are begging for someone to notice. And they don't want to be the ones to turn their loved one in. They're hoping that maybe somebody else sees it and then they say something. And that way the loved one doesn't take it out on them. The strange part about that is when the person that's abused reaches out for help, the abuser becomes very juvenile and childlike. They want to talk about the experiences in their life where nobody was there for them or where somebody dogged them out and the person said that they would never leave and they left anyway. Are you going to be like that person who left me? Are you going to be like that person? And the switch gets flipped. But when you're mentally and physically and spiritually tired, of that type of stuff, you surrender to win. No, baby, I'm not going to leave you. Yeah, I understand. I do. I understand. No, I'm not going to leave. I'm sorry. I'm not telling a man that I'm not going to leave him. That's one thing that I did. And based on my outcome, I stayed longer. And it was not good for me. It was not good for me. So, me saying that I would never leave you, I can't say that because I don't know what tomorrow will bring. But I know that when it comes to my part in our relationship, I'm not trying to hurt you or dog you or cheat on you or take advantage of you. That's that other chick you was with. Don't make me pay for what she did to you. A lot of times, there are some men who say that women come with baggage from the other guy, and you got a good man now, and you don't know how to act. Then there are some abusers who listen for your weakness. And you may have thought that you really said some profound stuff, and he led you to believe that you could talk about those situations. And what ends up happening? This guy who said that he would never do what somebody else did to me, he's doing it and more. But I told him I would never leave. So I gotta stay. No, ma'am. I had to go. I had to go. Yes, they gaslight you. They manipulate you. They make you feel like you're the only person in the world who hasn't given up on them yet. Uh huh. Because, see, they know what they're bringing to the table. So just because you hide one of those bags that you brought in doesn't mean that more will be revealed to me. Doesn't mean that God won't put somebody in my path and say, there's a bag behind your bush. What's in there? Been to prison, domestic abuse, assault, uh, weapon charges, drugs. See, that's the bag that you tried to hide from me. But the God I serve made sure that that bag was brought to my attention. And now that I have what I need to make a conscious decision, will I stay? And the answer is no. He uses your words against you. Yes. Yes, indeed. I'm telling you, I had met someone and they were really nice to me. You know, we started out very well. I had no idea he had been to prison for murder. I had no idea that. You know why? Because I didn't I didn't do my due diligence. I can talk about where I went wrong. That doesn't make me a fool or dumb or stupid or gullible. It just means that some things get by me because I really want things to work. I tend to overlook the obvious, and I don't do that anymore. I don't do that anymore. Gina said, darn, I'm late to the table. I will have to replay. But this sounds like a good conversation. Yeah, where we are, Gina, is we got diverted to a domestic violence situation. And there was a really nice young lady who was on the panel, who was in the chat and was saying that, you know, she felt that the women were weak and that they deserved to be treated that way. And then you also have Blaze, who was saying that there are many reasons why people don't leave abusive situations. And I started giving examples of financial insecurity. Uh, you don't have enough money to be on your own. Uh, Physical things that they hold over you. They tell you about their deepest, darkest secret or how they've been hurt. And you got this thuggish dude dropping tears about how much he loved that female. But also, I talked about how when you came into my life, you stuck a bag behind the bush. That was what you didn't want me to know. But God has a way of revealing things to you when it's time. So I went through some things with him. Even my family, they could see it. I couldn't see it. I just saw that that was my man. He was being misunderstood. He needs a woman like me in his life. He needs a woman like me in his life. Yes, we get into disagreements. And then the main thing I always hear, well, we have our arguments like everybody else do. Because you say like everybody else do, doesn't mean that what's happening to you is right. So I'm the type of person that I want to make sure that if someone does have to come to me for help, I'm approachable. I don't want to be so confident and so strong and, you know, give off such a tough exterior to where I can't speak with you woman to woman. I love this man. I don't know why he's dogging me like he does. I just feel like one day he's going to get it together and we're going to be okay. Well, sometimes you have to accept the fact that if he does get it together, it's not going to be with you because the price is too high. The price you have to pay is too high to be with him. I did not want anyone to feel like because they didn't agree with someone in the chat that they had to leave. I let her know that she was more than welcome to stay. But sometimes if you have never experienced that, I'm happy for you that you've never experienced that. But if you have experienced that and you live to talk about it, that's even better. But women has lost their lives trying to prove to this man that no matter what, I got you. I'm not leaving. I'm not going nowhere. I'm not going to do what that other woman did, you know. Or sometimes people hold sex as a weapon. You may have a child by this person and they might hold that over your head. There are many reasons why the female doesn't leave or the man doesn't leave because men can be in domestic violence situations as well. See, I'm raising two sons, and when I see females, a lot of times on TV or I may see it in like real life where they're arguing and the female hauls off and slaps the man in the face. Or like on Jerry Springer when the man is cheating and the woman finds out, the bodyguards and everybody allows them to slap this man, hit this man, punch this man. But if he was to try to defend himself, he's hitting on girls. He ain't worth a damn. Don't put your hands on her. Don't do this and don't do that. She should not be putting her hands on him either. One time a female is going to slap the wrong man, and he is not going to have time to throw his hands up and say, you know what? I'm just going to leave for a little while, let things cool down. He may just snap and beat the brakes off your ass. He may just do that. How about we just don't hit on each other, period? How about we keep our hands to ourselves? We learned that in kindergarten. As a woman, women really have to stop believing they can save or change someone. Only that person would want to do that. Exactly. And that is true. And then there are times where the man will actually give the female false hope like he is changing, and gets her to turn her back on people who have loved her all her life, not listen to reason, just regurgitating what he says because you believe what he says is right. Some women don't want to be seen as failures. You know, um he was with her, but now that he's with me, everything's gonna be all right. He just needed a good woman in his life. And he dogging you just like he dogged her, maybe twice as hard. So I would pray that whoever's in a situation like that, male or female, that they're able to get some help or have someone listen. Sometimes they don't even want to leave the situation. They just want the pain to stop. But there are agencies and 800 numbers and things you can Google, to see if you can get some help or maybe talk to someone. And then they also have places where if the woman has to start over, you know, allow yourself to say, wow, all this happened as a result of my choices. At this point, I'm going to do this different. I'm going to listen to what I can do so that I can be financially secure on my end, so that I don't have to depend on someone to eat or live. I don't want to be so addicted to this man sexually that I allow him to do whatever he wants to do just as long as he comes home to me. These situations can possibly cost someone their life. That's absolutely true. And there are times that I really did believe that it was going to be my life. So right now, I'm not so much in the judgmental position. My hands are open, my ears are open. And like I said, you may just want to get out loud to another human being what's happening to you. And you may just get up and put your coat on and go home and cook dinner like nothing ever happened. But I'll do my best. I'll do my best to be there for you. But I also don't have a problem in saying, we've been doing this for a while. I've been giving you some suggestions or some things that you can do or say to make your situation better. I've also said to you, if you would like for me to talk to him or maybe another man or something, I've tried everything that I know how to do to help you. Now I love you enough to tell you it's time for you to help yourself. You have to make up your mind. Would you rather stand on your own 2 feet and get some pointers on how to start over? Or are you still going to try and put this square peg into this round hole? It's like going to a foot doctor and you have a toothache. It makes no sense. Absolutely, Regina. Bingo. Everyone has choices. We all make choices every day. You're right. You're right. So I don't necessarily have to be right, but I do want to be happy. And the biggest lie that I told myself is that it's okay. He's just upset. Oh, I shouldn't have did that. That's why that happened. Okay, I won't do that no more. I'll try and do it a little differently. Or yeah, he's got my car, and I got to go to work, but he's probably doing something important. And then I find out you're riding other females around in my car. And, you know, it's a lot. It's a lot. And because As a society, we have been through so much. It doesn't take much for our brain to absorb the slightest compliment and turn it into a truck full. I'm hoping that what we talked about, I try not to make up any excuses. And that's good. That's good. You give an inch and they may want a yard. That's true. That's absolutely true. But there are places in people inside of them that are broken. And it's almost a thing where you would have to go someplace and get mental help because you tried your best to justify what was happening. And you always find a way to make it where had you not done, or had you not said, or had you done, or had you said, this wouldn't be happening. This is my fault. I'm going to fix it. I'm going to make it better. No, no. He takes responsibility for his actions, and you take responsibility for yours. It takes people years sometimes to come out of that type of mind control. But they can get better. It's an absolute deal breaker if you put your hands on me. There's nothing to talk about. There's no need calling me because I done already deleted your number. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to make sure that you got money in your pocket. And when my kid comes to me for money, I don't have it because I'm waiting for you to come home with the paycheck and you decided to go hang out with your boys. It just costs too much to be in that relationship. It costs too much. And my kids are taken care of. Don't get me wrong. A lot of things I'm using are examples. I agree with you on that deal breaker. Yes, yes, that's a deal breaker. Another deal breaker is you cannot go on my purse and get money out of my purse and tell me about it later. That's stealing. I don't care if we just got up from doing the horizontal mamba, honey. That's my pocketbook. And just because you're my man or you're my husband, you think you have a right to go in there and take something out of there without my permission? That's stealing. And a lot of things come with stealing. And I don't want what comes with that. Chrystal, you have a way with words and so kind and calming. I agree. I know what it's like for somebody to say, you were stupid for believing that. How dumb are you? Didn't you see this? Oh, you didn't see that? Or you didn't. I'll admit that I didn't see it because I'll stand in it. That's how I got stronger. I'm not going to tell my story to where it matches what you say. This is my story and this is how it happened. I'll let you know how I got through it. But even with people who don't even, they don't want for money, they don't want for anything material, but they're still miserable. Woo, this conversation can really go deep because this is dealing with mentality, social norms, social influences, upbringing, systemic racism impacts, etc. A lot to unpack to get to the root. You're absolutely right. And there may be people who can really unlock the true of why you just can't get up and walk away. That's the hardest question to answer. But I'm just glad that the experiences I had in my life, I can use them to talk to other people. Hopefully, the wall I hit, you don't have to hit that same wall. And then some people have to be shown. They have to go through it to get it. I don't know. There's even situations that I see on YouTube where people are verbally abused. They're verbally abused. And you're willing to take that in order to be a part of or a member of. You don't have to be humiliated to be humble. That's what I want you guys to take away from that. If someone is helping you or trying to get you through a situation or need you to help them get through a situation, humiliation should never be a part of that, but sometimes it is. Facts. I'm the person I am because I went through things. People called me stupid, but the amount of giving back through my experiences has been priceless. Good for you, Lady Detroit. Yeah, I used to volunteer at a place called WAR, and it stood for Women Against Rape. And the reason why I could not continue to volunteer for them is because the situations weighed so heavy on my heart that my everyday life has started becoming effective. Affected. There's one part in that program where they find out what hospital you live closest to. And if someone was brought in as a rape victim or domestic violence victim, which involved having involuntary sex with someone, my job was for me to meet the victim at the hospital, comfort the victim, talk them into taking a rape kit, and try to get them to understand that if this person is not stopped, they will do it again to you or to someone else. And it was just too much for me. I'm one of those people who think about or hear things and it almost attaches to me. And I just want to make it better. If I can't make it better, I feel like I failed. But I had to learn that once you say what you need to say and try to help, and if that person does not want your help, you have to walk away. But should they ever need your help, hopefully you're in a headspace to give it to them. And you're not taking them rejecting your advice as a personal attack. I really enjoyed our conversation tonight. I'm glad that I came on, and I feel like I still need to say back to the back to the verbal abuse that I'm witnessing on YouTube. I'm not going to jump in chats and say this and say that. I'm not. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take mental notes. I know how I feel when someone uses my words against me in order to manipulate me, takes my kindness for weakness. And puts me in situations where I'm in jeopardy of being hurt or being abused or losing something or gaining something that I don't need. I'm really backing off from a lot of things because it's really starting to affect me. And right now, I need to concentrate on staying on even keel and just have to accept people for where they're at. Doesn't mean that we're going to cut cartwheels together. Doesn't mean that you may not say something that make me want to give you half a lip. But to detach and get your stamp and just hit it down on that piece of paper. Boom. Lesson received. Lesson learned. Thanks, y'all. It was a long time ago, but it definitely shaped me. It definitely shaped who I am. Yeah, it does. It does shape who you are. And on a lot of things, it changes who you are because you'll put up with it longer because you don't want to be considered as stupid or dumb or gullible. If you love something, I mean, if you really love something, set it free. Let go of it. And if that's what was meant to happen, it will. I believe that some people feel like, oops, I just knocked over. Oh, good, that was empty. Some people feel like if I let it go, I don't have nobody else or I can't do no better. Yes, you can, but you haven't given yourself that opportunity yet. Allow yourself to say, I tried, but it failed. So I got to let it go and do something different. The people that you're trying to prove how tough you are to, they're not taking those punches and those hits. They're not being abused. They don't have to go home and hear this sob story. Oh, my boss is out to get me, and oh, I'm not getting along with my brother, and I tried to help somebody today, and they ain't let me help them. You know, they should have did what I said, and you know, when they have you emotionally, when they have you emotionally, they tend to use those heartstrings and they twist them and they turn them until you don't even realize that you're being manipulated. So again, I'm not going to tell a man that I'm not going to leave because if I see a situation where I need to leave based on what I've been through, I'm leaving. I don't want your name on my lease. No. I don't want you paying my cable bill. And then when you get an attitude, you call the cable company and cut it off because you was paying for it. I don't want to be wearing a pair of shoes that you got me and then all of a sudden they're gone. And women do it too. And I'm telling you, one of those relationships, when I walked away, all I had was my son, my personal belongings, and a butcher knife that I was going to use on him because he would not let up. And that one day I had just had enough. So I put the butcher knife in my purse. There was a whole house full of furniture. I paid for the couch. I paid for this. No, you can't have that. I paid for that. I said, let me tell you something. You can have this raggedy shit. You can have it. I don't want any of it. I walked away and I left a whole house full of furniture that we both did. And because I moved in with him, when he didn't get his way, it was always get out, get out. Based on that experience, I pay my own rent. I buy my own food. I buy my own clothes. It's okay to have a gift every now and then, but I refuse to give anybody that much control over me ever again in life. I was about to do something that would have cost me my freedom indefinitely. And my child is seeing an unhealthy relationship. I'm teaching him that. So not only did I leave for me, I left for him. I let my family know that I'm going to be staying with so and so for a while, but I'm going to stack my money and I'm going to get my own place. All that shacking up stuff, not doing that no more. Just not going to do it. The best revenge is to live well. It is. I have exes that I run into sometimes. Some of them look like one of the grapes that's down the bottom of the barrel when they're making wine. Just stepped on. He just looked totally, totally stepped on. Life stepped on him. And when he saw me, that was not the case. So, hey, how you doing? Well, you looking good. I ain't seen you in a while. So what's up? How you doing? You married? The first thing you think is to start swinging that little pitiful piece of anatomy around. And I'm just going to get so caught up that I'm going to bring you in my house and invite that chaos into my house again. I said, I'm fine. I'm good. No, I'm not married. Okay, then you take care of yourself. Oh, I figured maybe, you might want to go to lunch or something. No, thank you. I have to go. Instinctively, this Negro put his hand out like he was going to grab my arm. I cut my eye at him and I looked at him and I looked at my arm and I looked at him again. I said, I know damn well that Mad Dog 2020 ain't got you thinking that you can grab me. I know that Mad Dog didn't tell you you could grab me. It also told me that you haven't changed a bit. You haven't changed a bit. And I've already asked God to forgive me for thinking that I can change you. So, yeah, I speak about what I know. If it's not serving you better good, peace, contentment, well-being, well-being, etc., make a plan to let it go. Absolutely. Absolutely. Make a plan to let it go. It may not be something that happens all at once. There was a time where when I was working and, doing little different things, I would take some money and I would give it to my friend and she would hold on to it. And when things got crazy, I came and got my money and he had no idea how I was able to go and not run back and say, it's cold outside. Can you let me back in? Mm-mm. No, I had to go. My presence in your home can cost me my life. My in your home can cost me my life. So I have to go. So to this day, I'm dating someone that cares for me deeply. but he's never been married, and I have. And I know the commitment that marriage takes. And you can't just walk out of something. Sometimes you just can't. But when it's time to go, oh, trust me, even the devil gonna let you know it's time to go. Now, will you listen or no? I did the same thing at Chrystal, no alimony or anything. I started all over again, little by little. I know that's right. Give God the glory. In the words of Boss Lady, deuces. Boss Lady, that's what I told my ex. Yeah, hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more. Yep. Get on, Gizzard. You coming in here with that same key. It's scuffed up, it's bent, it's changing colors, but you still think you can bring that raggedy key over here and try to turn it and come into my life after all that has happened. Nah, I done changed the lock, honey. Changed the lock. Sometimes it comes to the point where I'm in love under new management, honey. Mm-mm. There's no more rain in this house. And I'm really okay if I don't make a lifetime commitment with another human being. I do it a day at a time. Truly. Yep. Boy, bye. Okay, guys. I'm almost hitting my 2 hour mark. I truly enjoyed. I truly enjoyed you guys tonight. And the chat participation, again, was amazing. When a person gets tired, they will do one or two things: stop, leave, walk away, or watch the F out. I know that's right. So hopefully you guys will come back this weekend, Saturday at 8 o'clock. This is the episode that I didn't get a chance to make, and I wanted to make this episode so that on Saturday everything would be current. I picked three. Watch the F. Yeah. So I hope I see you guys Saturday at 8. Thank you for coming. Thank you for all new subscribers. And remember, you do not have to love beyond your worth. Never forget that. Always feel that you're worthy to come up. If you have to lower yourself to meet this man, you're loving beyond your mean. You're loving beyond your worth, rather. You're worth more than that. Thank you, baby. I had a good time. So right now, oh, she's so sweet. Right now, I have to get ready to go, but you guys were awesome as usual. I'll see you guys Saturday, okay? Love, peace, and chicken grease.